Jumping off the edge definitely beats living on it. And if the edge is 16,000 feet on the periphery of the troposphere, then you're in seriously rarefied air. Maybe it's got to do with confronting and surmounting fears. Or maybe it's just a dopamine addiction.
How was that? That was incredible, man.
You were incredible.
That was incredible.
What drives people to jump off high buildings, bridges and dams with nothing but rubber bands tied to their feet? Navigate treacherous rapids in a kayak? Hang by the fingertips on a sheer rock face? Or race down a mountainside on a bicycle? Certainly not just love for a sport. Mirage and I don't agree on most things, but we're on the same page when it comes to pushing our limits. If you're already an adventure geek, then you're probably chuckling to yourself, smug in the knowledge that you know the feeling, that you've been there. For those on the other side of the fence, here's WION Traveller's list of some of the fun ways to get your thrills in India doing things that most people would consider unadvisable. Upar ja kar kya milta hai?
I mean, like, is that seriously a question? I climb for fun, I climb for my passion, I climb to stay fit basically.
Generally the view is much better from up there.
ऊपर जाके मुझे satisfaction मिलता है.
ऊपर जाके you get to know yourself, like what you're capable of, and it gives you the sense of satisfaction if you're up there.
To get up is a lot of blood, sweat and tears, and mostly just peace.
Bouldering is a sport in which climbers tackle large natural rock formations. Even though speed climbing on artificial walls has become popular in Delhi, bouldering is not something you'd expect to find in this city. To our surprise, we found active climbing groups on social media. Apparently, Delhi has a number of natural rock formations in public parks that have become hubs for bouldering enthusiasts. I've known Tenzing Jamyang for many years now. Jammy, as everyone calls him, has emerged as the leader for the climbing community in India. For the last 3 years, he's been organizing the country's only bouldering festival in the remote recesses of Suru Valley in Ladakh. There, in the far-flung boulder fields of Zanskar, a cross-section of climbers from all over the world tackle boulders, some of which have never been climbed before. For people in the sport, these are new frontiers, and it really doesn't get more exciting than that. I went for the festival in 2016, and this year I'm hoping that both Johan and I can cap our year of travel in Suru Valley.
Alright, back at it.
Alright. So then, if he falls, we try to keep his head from touching the floor kind of thing? It's
No,
a bit like
no.
acro yoga? Or?
No. You just kind of want to, if he doesn't land it correctly, you support his shoulders.
Shoulders
make
as well.
make sure he lands on the pad.
Right.
He's not going to fall though.
He's
got it.
But still.
Come on, Siddhartha.
He's a pro. So how long have you been climbing for? How long have you been doing this for?
About 5 years now.
5 years?
I started in the Netherlands.
Okay.
Just indoor.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of mountains there.
But then climbing outside is obviously, that's like the real deal. No?
Yeah, climbing outside is much more fun.
How do you find it climbing in India versus, like here in India versus in Europe?
Well, there are some beautiful spots out here.
Yeah.
If you go down to Hampi, for instance,
right,
it's amazing.
Famous for the boulders,
yeah,
you know?
There's so much to climb there.
Yeah. Sandeep Maiti is one of the most celebrated climbers and bouldering experts in India. In 2013, Sandeep became the first Indian to compete at the International Federation of Sport Climbing Bouldering World Cup and continues to represent the country at the Asian and World Championships. Accomplished at creating new routes, Sandeep has several first ascents in Hampi, Badami, Leh and Ramnagaram to his name. He's one of the few climbers in India to have made climbing his profession. Sandeep trains for 2 to 3 hours a day on core strength, endurance and power.
Wow, it looks incredibly hard here. I tried some slacklining, it was...
That's even harder, bro.
Harder than
like
climbing?
this, yeah, this line, no, especially.
Very
because
hard,
it's a narrow line and it's pretty loose as well.
because otherwise it's thicker and it's much tighter.
And it's a little lower.
It's a little lower.
We are hoping to make it for your bouldering festival in Suru this year.
Ah.
I was telling Johan about it, and as a matter of fact, we wanted to go there first, but we couldn't make it in time. But this year, because that is a phenomenal location.
Yeah.
But I mean,
It's pretty crazy.
yes, but I mean, I'm quite amazed that I have seen people climbing rocks in Hyderabad.
Yeah, it's pretty big in
Lots of
Hyderabad,
rocks in Hyderabad, but in Delhi, I thought there's no outdoorsy life whatsoever.
No, but like in Delhi, there's some areas. I think it's got like the best highball climbing. Like highball is like when you climb something above like 25 feet, maybe. Like without any safety.
Been there, but like nobody's like.
तो तुम लोग क्या Google Earth पर देख के पहुंच रहे हो वहाँ पे? Literally.
Sometimes like from information from last year.
Maurice, Maurice, don't bully the pup. Yeah.
Not the same as flying it yourself, but riding pillion on a paraglider is the next best thing. It's pretty popular all over the country, but the place to do it is where enthusiasts from all over the world go to. Bir Biling in Himachal Pradesh. Bir Biling in Himachal Pradesh is tailor-made for long swooping flights on a paraglider, and conditions are ideal for most of the year except in the rainy season. Nagar, also in Himachal Pradesh, is another off-the-tourist map destination where you can go paragliding. Closer to Delhi, now Kuchia Tal in Uttarakhand has become a hub for the sport.
The hills are made for walking. Johan and I have spent more time traversing on foot in Himachal Pradesh and in Uttarakhand in the last few months than by road. And it has been an incredibly rewarding experience.
Where are we?
So we're about 30 kilometers from Shimla, and this is about 2,200 meters. And the final destination is there, right on top, 2,700 meters.
The thing to note about trekking is to take it slow and start with easy walks before graduating up to tougher climbs. Shali Tibba near Shimla is a day trek which is somewhere towards the middle of the difficulty scale. For unparalleled views of the upper Himalayas though, there is no trek quite like Khaliya top in Munsyari on the northern edge of Kumaon in Uttarakhand.
You want to have some breakfast?
Yeah, let's eat something. Hi.
Look at that, man. Wow. I don't think I've ever had breakfast sitting in a place like this. Okay.
Good brekkie spot, huh?
Okay. Let's get the food out. Oh. Arey ma.
I think I'm gonna layer up with another jacket, man.
Yeah. The moment you sit down, huh?
Yeah, as soon as you stop.
Oh. Woo.
I don't know which side is more impressive, like the the hills disappearing in the distance or the glacier-filled peaks.
Jaan nikal gayi, bhai sahab.
Bit tough.
Oh. Yeah.
I can't believe we made it. The last hour of climbing was pure willpower. Right now, looking around at this 360-degree vista of the upper Himalayas, it really does seem worth the effort, like an achievement. Khaliya Top is everything it's made out to be, a rare instance of an experience that outdoes the hype.
Okay! Alright, so Yuan and I have reached Himalaya ki Jad. This is Khaliya Top. The last time we made a video was at China Peak, which was also gorgeous, but this is spectacular. 360 degrees, Panchachuli, Nanda Devi. We brought our luck here, therefore.
Turn around.
Yeah,
turn around.
Not only we come here, but our luck has come here with us. So it was a bright sunny day and it's completely clouded over.
Overcast the whole day.
And
we've never been able to see Panchachuli clearly.
We have, from Verinag we did. But not from Munsyari yet.
All day that we're actually aiming for seeing it clearly.
And yeah, we're totally over because this is just a 7-kilometer trek, but I guess we are city slickers, right?
But trekking is not exactly a high-octane pastime. If you're looking for thrills and chills and have reasonable skills on a bicycle, then mountain biking up and down narrow hill trails has to be one of the most fun ways to explore the hills. In Himachal Pradesh, give Shimla a miss and head to Kufri instead. Kumaon in Uttarakhand has some great trails too. You can go mountain biking in Nainital, or even better, on the hills near Bovali village.
Just to make my name in the city, took everything, put it on the line, 'cause I never break or back down. One shot is do or die, and the odds ain't looking too pretty, but I got the feeling it's my time. I know I'm taking it now. Woo-hoo.
If you've never done it before, then you'll be surprised by how exciting hot air ballooning can be. It's certainly way more charged than it appears from a distance or on television. The balloon, entirely at the mercy of prevailing winds, can only be taken up and down by the pilots. And Rajasthan presents the ideal terrain for ballooning. Samod, just a couple of hours drive from Jaipur, is where most flights take off from. Ballooning is especially attractive for those who want their thrills without having to work for it or really taking a risk. Here, you just clamber aboard and go along for the ride.
How long have you been doing this work?
Flying 25 years.
All over the world, I take it, eh?
All over the world. But I think 50 different countries.
50? Quite shows.
Yeah.
And how long in India now?
India I stay from October, because the season is from October till end of April. But I came last year as well. Last year we did a few balloon festivals in Lucknow and Hyderabad.
Oh.
And in the south of India, there's some air festival in Tamil Nadu.
Oh, fantastic.
But then I came only half the season, and this year I stayed the whole season.
So would you like fly from here to Tamil Nadu now?
No,
that doesn't
can
work.
be. It takes a long time, and you have to need a good wind.
Captain Wout Bakker is an old hand at flying these magnificent airships and makes a living moving from one place to another, staying as long as the weather and winds are conducive to flying balloons. I'm envious of his life. The answer, my friend, if you ask Wout, is definitely blowing in the wind.
The most funny thing to fly, I will show you a picture later. There's one German company. They have a balloon that flies upside down. It's not real, but if you see it flying, the tires is flying upside down. But the top basket is not a real basket. It's made from fabric, and the real basket is in the balloon a little bit, so you cannot see it. Yeah, it's a German, it's Festo company. It's very nice to fly that balloon. But Like in the US, if we fly the balloon in the US, we call 911 first.
Why?
Because we tell the people if anybody calls for a balloon accident, there's one something upside down inverted. It's just supposed to be like that. You just don't react on it, and we will call you back after we land. Okay, soft landing. Keep an eye on Paco. Move, Nites. Move the mask a little bit more there.
Rishikesh, the most popular rafting and river kayaking destination in the country, has recently seen the sport being shut down on account of environmental concerns. While kayaking a river requires training, rafting is a reasonably safe alternative that requires minimal skills, and yet really delivers a highly charged experience. There are plenty of rafting destinations in India that you can consider heading to, right from the Zanskar River in Ladakh, the Lidar River in Kashmir, down to the Ganga in various places in Uttarakhand, and the Kaveri River down south. Rafting continues to be the most popular adventure sport in the country. I'd never rafted the Ganga, let alone zipped across on a line. Ziplining isn't the most exciting adventure sport out there, but add a magnificent river to the mix and the activity changes in character. Super fun. The rafting was all very well, but the kayaking lesson took the cake. I'd been wanting to get on one of these ever since I saw the kayaks that accompanied our raft. Such an adrenaline rush navigating a quick small craft on a raging river. It's much harder than it looks too. Not only do you have to keep your balance to keep the kayak from tipping over, and dunking your head first into the river. You've also got to change the power of your paddling depending on currents and the direction the kayak is facing. I did get the hang of it, but I didn't want to venture out too far on my own. I wasn't going to take any chances. It is harder to snowboard than it is to ski, and to learn how to ski is pretty hard. But if you make the effort, then both can deliver the kind of delirious rush that other sports just can't match. And Gulmarg gets some of the finest snow for winter sports in the world. There are ski lifts and even an institute that runs 14-day skiing courses.
Little bit ahead. Now press. Press. Okay.
Okay.
Now next one.
Whoa. Okay.
And press. Okay. Now stand up.
Standing. Whoa.
Now you have to put your ski across the slope little bit. Look, I am standing across. This is not across. You are going back. Slowly. Look. Up. Yes. Slowly. Yes. And go up little bit more. Little bit more. Yes. Up. And edge. Yes. Little bit. Yeah. That's nice. Slowly, slowly, we go up to that place.
Yeah. Sideways like
sideways.
Acha.
Yes. This is the first lesson we teach you.
Okay, so the first lesson is not very glamorous.
Miraj was circumspect about my snowboarding on Kongdori since I haven't done it for a few years, and I was a bit nervous too.
I'm going to show us how it's done. Actually, they're going to show Johan how it's done.
Yeah. They're gonna first see if Johan knows how it's done.
Yeah.
Then they're gonna be like, all right, left foot forward.
Later, when the clouds rolled in, there was literally no visibility and we had to board over trodden lines to see the snow clearly. But I did get a taste of Gulmarg's famed powder on a few spots along the way where the snow was totally unridden. In snowboarding lingo, it was dead silent, floating over the freshly fallen powder. All in all, I had a marvelous time boarding in Gulmarg. I did struggle a wee bit because the altitude had me gasping for breath at some points, but I had to remind myself that this was almost twice the altitude of the highest slopes in Sweden. One man's sport is another man's madness. We adrenaline junkies continue to chase that elusive rush, all for the transient moment in which we feel truly and completely alive.